Hi, my name is Kent Willmann. I'm the curriculum writer and trainer for lessons on local government. What we're going to do today is walk through some of our materials. They're available at the website and a couple other places. Give you a sense of how you can incorporate local government into your classroom, both on the elementary level, in the middle school and high school. I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you, please, if that's all right. Here we go. Lessons of local government. Hot local issues create cool citizens. So if you're like me, when you're doing these pre-recorded online webinars, you like to do two things at once. Well, here's some things you can do while I'm talking through all this stuff. One, check out our website down here, lessonsonlocalgovernment.org. It's a good thing to check out. There's all kinds of stuff there. Just about all the lessons we're going to cover in this seminar are going to be available there. Also encourage you to check out this bit.ly here, bit.ly/LOG workshop links. There's going to be several things we talk about that will be available there that won't be available on our website. All right. You either jot that down really quick or push the pause button and jot it down and get to those websites now. I like to start here with our trainings, because take a look at this. When I ask people what they see in this picture, the first word that usually comes out of their mouth is engagement. And what this was we invited a number of different city council candidates for office to come into our classrooms. Opened up the wall between two classrooms. Had kids engaged in a question writing contest. Had 6 or 8 city council candidates show up and try to answer the questions. What's amazing about this picture is this was taken after the workshop was, or after the candidate forum was over. Even more amazing is after the bell rang for lunch, after it was over, kids are still engaged. One of the reasons we suspect they're engaged was that this guy right here, who was running for city council, was accusing this woman right here of some shady campaign practices. And you can tell she's none too happy about it. We suspect the kids thought the Jerry Springer episode was about to erupt. In any event, this is what local government can do for you. It can get kids engaged in government and keep them connected for the rest of their lives, we would hope. Because these are issues that face them on a daily basis. Here's some kids from a STEM launch school in Thornton. Great kids. Like, what do you see in this picture? Pride and enthusiasm? Yeah, I see it too. What they had done was to engage in a project their school did with the city of Thornton to redesign a park near their school. Here's the redesign. What they had to do was to interview people of various different ages and ask them what they'd like in a park. There's some benches for some old folks, some playgrounds for young kids, a field for soccer. There's even a place to go fishing here in the park, and shade trees, things of that nature. They cooperated with the city of Thornton, who told them, here are the requirements for our park. Can you help us design one? They did their designs in a group and invited some people in like me to come and judge them for them. It's a cool project. So school in Longmont did a similar thing, and then they get to put their hands in concrete in the park. What was nice about this project was it was a school that was a low income and high ELL population. And the city of Longmont used it as a chance to connect with the community as well. The newspaper thought it was a great idea also. So here's some of the stuff we're going to go through today. First off, we're going to talk about the family of local government. There's 4 different types of local government in Colorado. Cities and towns. There is a difference between cities and towns. If you want to get way in the weeds, there's actually a lesson on our website about that. Counties. There's actually two combined cities and counties in Colorado. Denver's one city and county combined. Broomfield's the other city and county combined. School districts. We forget that oftentimes most of us work for a local government. It's elected body with the school board members. They set the direction and the rules for the students and for us. The special districts. Special districts are the secret weapon of local government. Most of you, I suspect many of you don't know what special districts are, but you do. For example, RTD is a special district. Special districts are like school districts. They encompass a particular geographic area to form a specific purpose. We'll get to check out some more special districts in a few minutes. We'll check out some of our lessons that are available on the website and in that bit.ly I showed you. We'll check out some art and use that to get kids engaged with local government with art. We'll check out some of the lessons online. Look at some basic services by looking at 35 objects. Talk about our poster contest, which your students from grades 1 through 5 can enter. Talk about some way cool role-played simulations. Larry the Lion is Loose is for elementary kids. River City Wants Water and Peakville Needs a Rec Center are for high school kids and middle school kids. Let's talk about inviting local leaders into your classroom. They're there for the asking, and we'll give you some tips for how to do that well, including how to ask quality questions of local leaders. And we'll talk about a couple other things, including some local issue and election activities. Hopefully you'll find some of these you'll like to do in your own classroom. All right. So let's look at this list of local issues. But you can find something your students might be interested in here. Vaping, your students interested in that idea. Parks and recreation, bike lanes, speed traps, curfew laws, marijuana, bicycle safety, sugar tax, grocery tax, school resource officers. At the bit.ly, we actually have a collection of articles about the school resource officers, and we encourage you to use that to have that as a formal debate in your classroom. Maybe even bring in some city council members or the police chief to talk about school resource officers, and possibly even the school board members as well. COVID-19, just about every local government imaginable has a COVID-19 page. You can go check those out and compare how they work differently from place to place. Narcan in schools, school walking, busing. How far do you have to live away from school to get a bus? Broadband, open space, minimum wage, homelessness, plastic bags, water quality, snow removal, fire prevention, business support, libraries, 4-day school week. There's a hot issue for kids. Mosquito control. We're going to talk about that one in just a minute. Again, here are the 4 different types of local governments: cities and towns, special districts, counties, school districts. Each one is governed by an elected board. There are 63 counties, 162 school districts, and gazillions of special districts. We'll talk about those in just a little bit here. For example, in Weld County, there are 472 local government types. 472 local government. Most of those are special districts. We'll talk about those, in, like I said, in a minute or so. In Boulder County, there's 124. Mesa County, 99. There are lots of local governments out there. Here are some examples of special districts. I'll highlight a few here. RTD, you've heard of that. Yeah, Pinewood Springs Fire Protection District. Most of you are probably familiar with fire departments working for cities. If you live outside of city, you usually use a fire protection special district to provide your fire protection systems. SCFD, you guys know this one. Everybody votes in favor of that one. It's the ones with the polar bear ads that help fund the Denver Natural History Museum and also some local cultural and scientific facilities. It's a very popular special district. Water and sanitation districts. A lot of people use those to provide water and sanitation to a subdivision that's built outside city limits. Evergreen Parks and Recreation Districts. Some of you might go to a park and recreation district that's separate from your city. Again, these work just like any other kind of special district. They serve a geographic area, provide a special service. They have elected boards. They can tax people if they want. if the people in the area vote for it. More samples. Here's the number of different fire response areas in Weld County. Same thing for Mesa County. Here's one of my favorite special districts of all time, the Grand River Mosquito Control District. You can see out here, this district was this green area down here. It's created outside of Grand Junction. The idea is to try and control mosquitoes that are causing West Nile. You can get jobs for special districts. What do you think Grand Junction does about their mosquitoes? That's right, they take care of it themselves because they're a city, they can do that. So this area out here are unincorporated areas. They decided to form a special district to deal with mosquito control. We'll come back to these later. Actually, they'll be available at our booth at the TLD website. Let's do a lesson, shall we? All right. This is one we like to start with. In fact, some of my students actually use this lesson as a way to start their classroom. Let's check it out here. All right, what do you notice about this picture? Let me see if I can show you a few things with it. So one of the things we ask students to do is to do some observational techniques. What do you notice here? What are some words, objects, people, action, or questions that you notice? Here's some people asking questions about why is only this man standing? Where do you think this is taking place at? What's this look like down here? It's a church pew. Is a church pew a likely space for a town meeting? This is a town meeting, actually. It actually says that on here. What's this look like in the background? It looks like a chalkboard to me. Could be a chalkboard, which is another likely place for a town meeting, or a city hall, or a courtroom, or it might be another likely place for a town meeting. One of the things we like to point out about this is you take a look at you see women in this picture. See one here. This might be a woman with really bad eyebrows. We're not sure. See people of color? No. These men, this is a great question. Are these men judging him? So this was made at the start of World War II as part of a compliment to Franklin Roosevelt's Four Freedoms speech. This is called freedom of speech. One of the things we'd like to point out about this one is, how's this guy different than the rest of folks? They seem all white collar folks, right? Kind of business sort of folks. And he's speaking up. What kind of color does he have? Look at it. It's literally blue collar. Think Rockwell put that on there on purpose? You bet he did. What message is he trying to send to America with this painting? Everyone's voice matters? Absolutely. You can speak up and share your viewpoints. I think that's exactly what the message he's sending is. Let's come back and take a look at something else. It's available on the website, of course, and there's some note-taking devices that go with it. I want to point out this, however. So people made some updated versions of it to be more inclusive. Love the guy with the tattoos in the front. And similarly, gender fluid folks. Actor and activist Rosario Dawson. Here's another remake of it as well. Freedom of speech. What I like about this one is there's all kinds of taglines on here, hashtag lines. People look at these, oh, they're birds. What do birds say? Birds say tweet. They're tweets. I'll show you in the same lesson. We use this picture here to look at local elections. This is Bingham's election of 1852. What we do with this one is ask people to compare what's going on in this photo to what happens in real elections today. What ways is the same, what ways is it different? It's a good way to get kids involved with stuff. All right. So this one's available at our website. Let's go check out the website, shall we? Sure, why not, they say. Here's our website. One thing I want to point out here, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, is the local leaders in the classroom kit. This means it shows you all kinds of ideas about how to bring local leaders in the classroom. It's one of the things we want to emphasize, that the people that supply this local government on local government, people that supply lessons in local government are the Colorado Municipal League, the Special District Association of Colorado. They do this to try and encourage people to be engaged with local government. One of the things they ask you to do is to try and invite local leaders into your classroom. This kit will help make that a more successful opportunity for students. We have elementary lessons, middle school lessons, high school lessons. Make sure you check out the multi-grade lessons, where many of the good ones are, because we think these lessons work for lots of different places. Also check some highlighted ones and some issue resources. Number of things there that are really pretty cool. All right, let's come back. All right, here are some key features for lessons in local government. We have a new lesson I'll show you in a little bit called Learning with Local Election Ads. It's only available through the bit.ly or by emailing me. It's only in beta form. Well, also we're going to take a look at these lessons here in a little bit. Local Government 35 Objects, which uses objects to show you what local government works like. And Community Helpers Past and Present, which uses primary sources to get young kids to think about how the community helpers are the same and different over time and place. One of the other lessons we'll highlight in a little while is asking quality questions. If you're going to invite local leaders into your classroom, you want your kids to ask good questions. This lesson teaches them how to do that. And we've talked about the simulations. We'll highlight those in a little bit as well. All right. Let's start with this Local Government 35 Objects. We're going to do some background information. There's note-taking device for kids. So the genesis of this lesson was from a lesson, or a website actually, called History of the World in 100 Objects. It's run by the BBC. If you teach world history, you're going to want to check this website out. It's a very cool idea, and it's one of the kinds of things you can do assessments on very easily. Ask kids to pick an object about any sort of world event and talk about why it's important and how it explains the importance of that event. Not long after that came out, the Smithsonian came out with a history of the United States in 101 objects because, well, we're just that much better. It does the same thing. It uses objects to tell the story of America in various different ways. So we thought we'd do the thing teachers do all the time, which is steal lessons and do the same thing with local government. One of the things we ask them to do with these objects is to think about what service is available, whether there's any issues or trouble with that particular sort of service, and think about the kinds of jobs they could get. For example, is there any issue with water in Colorado? Just a few, huh? What about in Flint, Michigan? There are some issues with water there. You bet they are. Holiday recycling guide. The guide to the recycling in Boulder County. What can you recycle and where? Are there issues with recycling in your neighborhood? I'm sure there are. Northern Colorado Water Conservancy District. It's a special district designed to try and deal with the water issues up in the northern part of Colorado. We're gonna come back to this idea in a bit as well with our River City Wants Water simulation. Street sweeper. Good idea. The city's clean up your streets. You bet that there is. All right, this is a good one. Metropolitan Football Stadium District. That's right. We built the stadiums for both Coors Field and the Broncos with tax dollars from a special district. I think there's some kids in your class would be interested in this idea, but whether it's a good idea or a bad idea to fund local sports teams that are making zillions of dollars. All right, one more or two more actually. City of Golden provides an app where you can take a picture of the pothole outside your house and have them send it into the city, get it fixed. Which brings me to one of the key features about local government. Local government's nonpartisan. In other words, there's not Republicans and Democrats. In fact, one of the leaders of the Colorado Municipal League likes to say, pothole doesn't care if it gets fixed by a Republican or Democrat, it just wants to get fixed. Local government, while it may have some partisan feelings amongst the people that work there, oftentimes are they don't run from a particular party. It tends to make local government more about policies than about politics, more about programs and personalities. For elementary kids, we have another lesson that you'll find that does a similar thing with a parade. We take pictures of the local parade and we try to figure out the levels of local government that are available there. You see that how that helps make sense to kids when you check out the website. Let's take a look at this beta lesson. Again, this one's available through the bit.ly only or by emailing me. What it does is ask kids to look at community helpers from the past and present and combine them. The book will be that cool. What a great thing. I'll show you a couple of examples of the stuff that's done. Again, we walk them through the types of local government and then ask this theme question. Is this local government helping us be safe, helping us be clean, helping us have fun, or helping us be smart? The theme is really one way to help kids think about from a more abstract point of view about what local government does and helps them think more symbolically. Well, it's the same and different about these two pictures. A little close up. Here's some more. Love the hats. The hat's great. Firefighters have always had great hats. One thing you'll start to notice with the more modern pictures is that the people get more diverse. To be more people of color and more women involved with local government. Again, if you want this one, email me, or you can check out the bit.ly and it'll be available there as well. Here's a simulation. River City wants water. I need some water. Let me get a drink here. Some of you may know that there's a big issue up in Fort Collins about whether or not they should build a dam up there and start providing water to various different people from that dam. What this simulation does, it uses that idea and tries to get people to think about the consequences and from a variety of different points of view. People role play, you get to role play a number of different people that might be interested in whether or not there should be a reservoir created to provide water. I think Greeley's actually thinking about trying to buy an aquifer somewhere to try and provide some water for folks. One of the issues with that seemed to be there was uranium in the water, although they think they can clean it out. I want to go back here. So one of the things we ask you to do, or ask students to do, is to listen to some radio broadcasts from KUNC and CPR about these plans to build these water projects. There's some listening notes for them to take care of, listen for. You'll notice here that there's interest groups and their positions. Again, what we're trying to get people to do is to think about the different roles people play and how these role plays have different interests in the project. It provides policy options, everything from doing nothing to building a small reservoir to creating a special district to build a large reservoir or do a strict water conservation program. These are all realistic options, and it provides some reasons why they'd work and some options for doing them. And some more bits about paying for water, some ways to do that. It's a good way to talk about different sorts of fees and taxes for folks. The difference between property taxes and sales taxes, growth fees, water use fees. Here are our town meeting folks: the River City Mayor, Morgan Moore, the Starr County Commissioner, Dawson developer, Adler School District board member, wilderness supporter, water sports enthusiast, Two Towns Water District Association representative, and Old Town citizens. So each student in your class will get one of these roles. If you have a class of like, well, we'll say 24, you create 3 different groups or 3 different kids for each role. And what they do is they prepare for they learn about the event, the simulation. Here's a way to organize it. They learn about their role. And one of the great things you can do with this is if you have more than 2 people playing or more than 1 person playing a role, they can get together and prepare for it. That's awfully helpful for kids to think this through. A couple of forms here: their role, their mission statement, their beliefs and values influence their choices. Their top 2 options for building this reservoir. Then you put it together in their groups. The mayor gets to lead the town hall meeting. Mayor leads it, and everyone gets to explain what their role is, their choice, and the reasons why. They open up for discussion, and what they try to do is arrive at a final choice for the group. It's very likely that the roles are going to have different choices, of course, but the group may end up with a different one as well. So you might have 3 different groups in your classroom during the town meeting, and each one has a different choice depending on who's able to make the best arguments. And you debrief it afterwards. This is one of the ways you can assess this sort of project. You can assess by looking at whether they did their mission statement well, and then how they did the debrief afterwards. It would collect information about whether kids or not are learning how local government works. And they will also learn the role of special interest groups and how important they are and how they can both help and hurt in making a policy decision. Again, there's 3 of them at the website. One's for elementary kids because Larry the Lion is loose. Larry the Lion is loose is a there it is there. Simulation by a circus loses its lion, and all the groups that try to work to keep the local elementary school kids safe. Kids role play it as well. And eventually Larry gets saved and gets returned to the circus, and they have a discussion about whether they want circuses and lions in their circuses or not. And another one is Peakville needs a rec center. But this one is designed to show you how special districts can often solve problems in cities and towns and various other places by providing a particular service to a particular area. All right, let's go back to the website real quick. No, I actually don't want to do that. I want to go back. So like I told you earlier, one of the things I really encourage you to do is to encourage local leaders to come into your classroom. There's a variety of ways to do that. One of the easiest ways to do it is by a snail mail or phone or e-messages. You can email the mayor about a particular topic. In some ways, you can almost turn it into a 2-day citizen action project. One of the ways I encourage you to do that one is with school resource officers. You can take a look, you can spend 1 day in class learning about the pros and cons of school resource officers, have kids take a position, write their formal email to the mayor, Guess what happens the next day? Come back screaming into class. I got an email back from the mayor. I got an email back from the mayor. They're hooked on local government forever. Bring local government folks in as guest speakers. I believe Read Across America Day is coming up, so you can invite your local government official to come in, put on a cat in the hat, have him read his favorite diverse book or favorite Dr. Seuss book in class. Kids love that sort of stuff. I want to encourage you, if you're going to invite local leaders in to talk about local policy, have them not come in and lecture the kids about policy. Instead, have them come in and have the kids figure out the best way to do the policy based on the information that the leader can provide them about the various different viewpoints. So you have them turn the tables, have the kids be the ones making the policy decision, like they're members of City Hall, and the mayor or the city council person take advice from them. Judges, if kids know that there's going to be a city council member or a school board member or a county commissioner coming in to judge their work, all of a sudden they straighten up, they get shoulders go back, and they dress up nicely and they try to do better work. Plus, for school board members, they get a chance to see what kids are capable of doing. And usually they're very impressed, and it's a good way to promote your school and the teaching that you're doing. You organize debates and candidate forums if you like. We did that one. It's take a little bit more work. They're also really cool. We haven't got enough time to do it today, but the lesson on teaching kids to write quality questions will help them prepare for this. Then we had what we called a question writing contest. Whoever wrote the best question for the city council members got to ask it in the city council forum. I encourage kids to do well. I guess some of you have heard about civic action projects or Project Citizens. Those are pretty involved projects. Again, you can do a very simple version just with an email with leaders. If we do more involved projects, we encourage you to do that. And city issues are a great place to do that with. And you can do all kinds of other simulations. You can actually encourage them to simulate a city council meeting, if you like, that sort of stuff. But those require much more complex organization. Make some help organizing them. Let me know. We can help you do that. All right, I got one more thing I want to show you here. Maybe if I can, here it is. Remember the first picture I showed you with the city council candidate forum? This was after it was over with. So to his credit, the guy on the right there, the mayor of Longmont, stuck around and answered this kid's question. The kid stuck around too and waited a long time to get a chance to ask the mayor a question. And the mayor stuck around and answered his questions. This was about 10 years ago now, a long time ago here in Longmont. About 5 years ago, I ran into Carl here. This is Carl. Carl here in Walmart. Carl comes up to me and goes, "Hey, Mr. Willmann, how you doing?" "Hey, Carl, how are you?" He goes, "Mr. Willmann, remember that time I got to talk to the mayor?" "Yeah, Carl, I remember." That's the kind of impact you can have on kids by connecting with local government, the place where they remember for the rest of their lives. So once again, I encourage you to check out our website for stuff. Check out the bit.ly for all kinds of other cool things, including school resource officers' collection of articles. And actually, I want to point out one more thing real quick. Our 2021 poster contest for 1st through 5th graders. You can get involved with making a cool calendar. Oh, it's not going to show up, is it? Oh, look at get their picture published in the calendar. They win $50 if they win selected as the winner for one of the months, and they get connected with local government. So what they do is they try to do it based on community helpers. Who are the community helpers in their community? Here, first responders. Here's a librarian. Here was a number of different people trying to make the community a better place. What to do to sign up for that one? Email me, kentwillmann@gmail.com. You get signed up and get involved with that right away. TLD is one of my favorite events of the year. I want to thank you for coming to it and for checking this out. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. There's the bit.ly once again. There's the bit.ly and our website. Oh, one more thing, please. Like us on Facebook. If you want to get our newsletter, which comes out 4 times a year, we don't spam it, just 4 times a year. please like to come to our booth and sign up with that. And you might get a chance to win $50 at the raffle. Thank you very much from the local leaders across Colorado. We appreciate the teaching that you've done, especially this year. You guys more than earned your keep. Very proud of my profession this year. Good job. Thank you very much. Take care.